Hello my dear students, I Nitibeda Padhi welcome you all to the English class of class 6th. Would you please tell me, what do you see on the screen? Yes, a gentleman well dressed is coming towards the pile of paddy straws. Oh, nice! Now he is sitting at the top of the pile of paddy straws. Do you remember the story of the foolish son-in-law? Yes, he is none other than that foolish son-in-law. Do you want to listen a similar story? Well, now I am going to read out the SGP1. All of you, listen to me carefully. Before that, please open your English book, page number 36. The Foolish Son-in-Law. SGP 1. A son-in-law, after his marriage, was planning to visit his father-in-law's house for the first time. A man from his village gave him the advice: use big and high-sounding words in your father-in-law's house. Always sit on a high place. First, say no to any food given to you. Now, I am going to explain the meaning of unfamiliar words. My dear students, please open your notebook and note it down. What do you mean by son-in-law? Yes, the husband of one's daughter. Do you know? Your father is the son-in-law of your mother's father. Planning. What is the meaning of planning? Yes, thinking before starting a work. Can you see the picture? In this picture, the man is thinking before starting his work. My dear students, now please explain the meaning of visit. Do you know? Yes, visit means to go anywhere for a specific purpose. In this picture, a man is going to somewhere for a specific purpose. My dear students, what do you mean by father-in-law? Yes, father-in-law means the father of one's husband or wife. Do you know? Your mother's father is the father-in-law of your father. What is the meaning of high place? Yes, high place means situated far above the ground. In this picture, you can see a man is standing at the high place, which is far above the ground. What is the meaning of advice? Yes, advice means guidance. Here, the advice is used as noun. In this picture, you can see a mother is giving some advice to her son. Do you know? Another advice is there, and the spelling is ADVICE, and the pronunciation is advise. I always follow my parents' advice. Here, the advice is used as noun. My parents always advise me to be polite. Here, the advice is used as verb. Now, I am going to explain the SGP 1. Would you please tell me? What do you see on the screen? Yes, this is a village. A son-in-law of this village was thinking to go to his father-in-law's house after his marriage for the first time. Can you say? Who was thinking to go to his father-in-law's house? Please tell me what is the answer? Who was thinking to go to his father-in-law's house? Yes, a son-in-law was thinking to go to his father-in-law's house. Then, when the son-in-law was about to start, a man of his village gave him some advice. I mean to say, some tips about the decorum and courtesy to be maintained in his father-in-law's house. What do you mean by decorum? Yes, decorum means the polite and socially acceptable behavior. What is the meaning of courtesy? Yes, courtesy means the polite behavior. Well, let's know what were the advices. Number 1 was use big and high sounding words. The second one was always sit on a high place. And the third one was first say no to any food given to you. Now, I am going to explain the comprehension questions. Are you ready? Okay. Open your notebook and note it down. Answer the following questions. The first question is for you. Who are there in this part of the story? Yes. There are a son-in-law and a village man in this part of the story. The second question is, what was the son-in-law's plan? Yes. The son-in-law's plan was to visit his father-in-law's house after his marriage for the first time. The third question is, who advised him about some do's and don'ts at his in-law's house? Yes. A man from his village advised him some do's and don'ts to follow at his in-law's house. The fourth question is, make a list of all the advice. The first advice was, use big and high sounding words. The second advice was, always sit on a high place. And the third advice was, yes, first say no to any food given to you. The fifth question is, what was the second advice of the villager to the son-in-law? Yes, the second advice was to the son-in-law, always sit on the high place. Question number 6 is, what was the third advice? Yes, the third advice was, first say no to any food given to you. Now we will discuss the multiple choice questions. Choose the right answer from the given options. The son-in-law was not advised to dash. Option A. Use big and high sounding words. Option B. Say no to any food given to him first. Option C. Sit on a high place. Option D. Wash the garden. What is the right answer? Yes, watch the garden. The son-in-law was not advised to watch the garden. The second question is, dash gave advice to the son-in-law. Option A. A man gave advice to the son-in-law. Option B. A man from his village gave advice to the son-in-law. Option C. A friend gave advice to the son-in-law. Option D. A friend of his village gave advice to the son-in-law. Which one is right? Yes. A man from his village gave the advice to the son-in-law. A man from his village . Question number 3. When did the son-in-law plan to visit his father-in-law's house? Option A. The son-in-law planned to visit his father-in-law's house before his marriage. Option B. The son-in-law planned to visit his father-in-law's house soon after his marriage. Option C. The son-in-law planned to visit his father-in-law's house after his marriage. Option D. The son-in-law planned to visit his father-in-law's house after taking advice from a villager. Which one is right? Yes. The son-in-law planned to visit his father-in-law's house after his marriage. Now we will discuss fill in the blanks. A son-in-law was planning to visit his dad's house. Yes, a son-in-law was planning to visit his father-in-law's house. The second question is, a man from his desk gave him the advice. Yes, a man from his village gave him the advice. The third question is, use dash and dash sounding words in your father-in-law's house. Yes, use big and high sounding words in your father-in-law's house. Question number 4. Always sit on a desk place. Yes, always sit on a high place. Question number 5. First say yes to any food given to you. Yes. First say no to any food given to you. My dear students, what you learned today? Yes, we learned today we should maintain minimum courtesy and decorum at everywhere, wherever you go. Here, courtesy means the polite behavior. Do you know what is the meaning of decorum? Yes, decorum means the polite and socially acceptable behavior. We also learnt some unfamiliar words and their meanings as well. Thank you. Thank you all.